Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about a very common problem in food problems, which is a bunion. Um, this is something that seems to happen in people as they get older. And part of the reason they feel that some of this occurs is because of footwear that's um, uh, improperly sized. Our foot is narrow at the heel and broad at the toes, but a lot of the shoes are made with a pointy front, which kind of force the toes together, and this also causes the toes when they bend over to kind of stick out at the side. Um, so you can see that here's a straight foot with my hand. If I bend the toes inwards, the knuckles are now moving outwards. The knuckles of the hand are the same thing in the foot. They're called metatarsals in the foot, metacarpals in the hand. And these metatarsals, um, uh, um, when they move to the side, it's called a bunion. So just like my knuckles are moved out to the side here in this appearance, in the foot, when the metatarsals are moved out to the side, we call it a bunion. Now, one thing that does occur with this, it depends a little bit on the shape of the joint. There are some joints which are very flat, and so there's not a lot of motion with this flat joint. There's other joints that are more round, and this allows the joint to move. And because of this, the joint can rotate um, and uh, and slip to the outside. In this situation, then, with the toes moving inward, the metatarsals moving outward, the bunion develops. If you have a flat joint, there's less movement, less ability for that to move out to the side. Um, so, uh, the person, once they get to the point where the bunion is causing them a lot of discomfort, where they're having trouble finding shoes that will fit, usually that's when they talk to the podiatrist about the possibility of having the bunion treated. Um, Sometimes, if it's an early bunion, all that's necessary is to put somebody in an arch support, which basically supports the foot, and this allows the bunion to straighten out on its own just from walking on the arch support. But when it gets to the point where it's moved out quite a bit and the toes are moving inwards, um, at that point, usually they might need to have surgery to correct the bunion. Um, Again, to try to prevent this from occurring, it's important for a person to wear good fitting shoes with a wide front so that the toes can move around freely. And so even if there's a initial start of a bunion, if a person gets into the proper footwear, it may not develop into the more severe case. Um, uh, Searching for bunions, there needs to be some way of straightening out the toes and to eliminate the bunion, because many times, because of the metatarsals rubbing on the shoe, there's development of calcium deposits, which makes that area kind of bulge out. So surgically, they need to kind of shave off that material and straighten out the toes so that once again everything is in alignment. And then usually after surgery and after healing, the person should have a lot less discomfort, and they can then, if as long as they get into good fitting shoes, have no further problems. Okay, so that's a little bit about the bunion, what it's all about, why it forms.